Fajr breeze, it's the moment of learning, it's the aura of awakening. Come on and about Allah, oh oh oh. It's the Fajr breeze, it's the moment of learning, it's the aura of awakening. Come on and about Allah, oh oh oh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. We thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has made us witness this day. Welcome to another edition of our Fajr Breeze, and today we shall be discussing self-reflection, examine personal growth in Ramadan. I want us to take a minute to reflect on our habits and relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the month of Ramadan. How are we faring in our ibadat? Our salawat, are we praying them constantly? Our recitation of the Quran, are they frequent, are they constant before the month of Ramadan? How would we assess our relationship with Allah generally before Ramadan? And also I want us to take another pause and reflect on our relationship with people, on our relationship with our family, our friends, our colleagues. How are we building that relationship with them? Are we good people to them? Quran said, Balil insanu ala nafsihi basira. Every one of us, we are enough to be judged or to be witness on our own case. We all know where we stand in our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And do we think that there is a need for growth in our spirituality? Do we think there is a need for growth in our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Growth and personal growth is very, very important for Muslims. It is something a Muslim is always conscious of, because Islam wants our today to be better than our yesterday. And there's no way that would be possible without reflection. Umar radiyallahu anhu said, Ahsibu anfusakum qabla an tuhassabu. You all should reflect, ponder, and hold yourself accountable before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hold you accountable. So that's established. We need to know that personal growth is very, very much important in the life of a Muslim. After our reflection, we should know that the first thing we need to check, if you want to grow personally, you should know that discipline is very important. And that is why the first thing we need to check, the first area we need to check is our soul. Our soul naturally is inclined to push us to the evil. We know from the story of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, and his encounter with his master's wife. At the end of the encounter, he made a remark. He said that ma ubari li nafsi inna nafsa la'amaratun bisu illa man rahima rabbi. That he does not have power over his soul, because verily our soul is always wanting to do evil, is always inclined to the evil part. So that is, a call to action for every one of us. If you want to grow, you need to first of all conquer your soul. And conquering our soul is the first step towards personal growth. Then also we need to check the areas we need to improve. Is it that we are unable to manage our time very well so that we can pray our salawat? Is it that the time of salat we always, we don't manage our time very well, we don't know how, when salat will come and will go. We need to check the areas we need to improve. Is it with our tilawat, reading the Quran? How constant are we with reading Quran outside Ramadan? We need to check all of these areas. Is it waking up for tahajjud? And is it doing sadaqah and all other acts of ibadat? We need to observe the area and know the areas that needs improvements in our life. And finally, we need to start taking action. We're in the month of Ramadan, and this month is filled with abundant blessing. And this month, most especially, is here to train our soul, to train us to be better Muslims. There's no other time we are more conscious of Allah than in the month of Ramadan. So that said, we need to start taking action right from now. Start building a solid relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Start increasing in our act of worship, our sadaqah, recitation of Quran, and many other acts of worship. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to strengthen our faith, make us better Muslims, and make our growth journey easy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Fajr breeze, it's the moment of learning, it's the aura of awakening. Come on and about Allah. Oh, 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 it's the Fajr breeze, it's the moment of learning, it's the aura of awakening. Come on and about Allah. Oh, oh, oh.